Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently fighting the Interstellar Ishni Compact and the Slurpanor, and we're currently making our way through the Slurpanor Foundation a little bit here. Now, we don't really have any fleets that require orders at this exact moment, but that's okay. There are a lot of fleets sailing around over here, that's for sure. I use the term sailing metaphorically, of course, in Stellaris. So, we are currently at -11 exotic gases. That should be fine. I'm not concerned about that in the slightest. And we're just going to continue to chase the Interstellar Ishni Compact back into their territory.
Station.
And by that I mean stealing all of their territory.
Lost.
Where did we just lose a spaceport? Not here, I can tell you that. Volmar. Okay. Yeah, that's to be expected. We were already heading down there. Cool. So that's absolutely great. We're going to reinforce what ships we can. And we gained administrative
Technology
control of the
discovered.
planet. Always nice. Cool. We got a technology that is explosive weapon damage. And I don't want that technology. What am I doing? Let's go for kinetic weapon damage. Thank you very much. Cool. Stellaris? Are you okay? There we go. Kinetic weapon damage. Fantastic. So we're just going to head on down over
Engaging
this way
enemy
eventually. The third fleet requires orders, and we're going to head into Duraskaden. Fantastic. And we are currently landing
Engaging
armies
enemy
over here in
station.
Oakwool. Looks good. Looks absolutely great. Yeah, we're going to chip through this. We might experience a few losses because they have more defensive armies, but that's fine. Cool. Now, Rebulon, I would like that
Spaceport
to be
under
taken
attack.
out by one of these guys, but I kind of doubt it's going to be at this point. So the 22nd
Station
Fleet
under
is up
attack.
over this way. Let's just tell them to head into Larstal. That'll be fine. They did, of course, require orders, as do the 9th, and the 9th will head into Nugan. And then the 4th, where are you going? Kind of nowhere. +1 orders. You're going into Nugan? Okay, head down to Kuma. I don't think we need 2 fleets in Nugan. It should be fine. Fantastic. So are we expecting the Interstellar Ishni Compact to be done? Like, are we expecting this war to be done by the end of this episode? Well, if we could tick at a reasonable speed, maybe. As it is, probably not, is my guess. We can do some ship reinforcement, for sure. That'll be absolutely great. And we're just going to hit in Japris. We've also attacked over here at long last. And we're not doing as well as I'd hoped. We should just retreat that. Okay. Now, where are they going to come back? And when? They're going to come back in under a month. Sounds good. So that's fine. And then we're going to go in and hit here again. But yeah, that definitely took more damage than I had hoped. But it's fine. It's completely and totally fine. The 7th Fleet is going to push in over this way. Like so. Sounds great. And these engagements are going absolutely fine. No problem whatsoever there. Cool. So very soon now, our fleet will be back. In just a few days, and we'll see where it comes
Spaceport
back at.
under attack.
4 days now, approximately. The 3rd Fleet requires orders, and it will head into Ishtari. I do want to reinforce our fleets. There we go. And tomorrow, we should see the 2nd Fleet return. There we go. Cool. So go ahead and reinforce that as well. That's just right here, which isn't bad. We'll allow it to enter orbit and get repairs done. Yeah, this isn't bad at all. So that looks great. The 5th requires orders, and it will head over into, I think, directly over here. Should be good. And then these guys will head into Te Lara, and then up this way, into the Slurpanor. All looks good there. Cool. So no real problems here, as of now. The 9th requires orders, though, and I'm going to send the 9th over to Elor. I'm thinking about jump driving it, but I don't think it's worth it. So its mission will be to... What do you mean there's no route? Oh, it's because of this blocker here. Hilarious. Okay, well, we'll just head over there. The second fleet is repairing and refitting here. It's right next to an L gate, so we should be able to get this rebuilt very quickly. Should be no real problems there. The fourth fleet is going to head down to Ceridon. The first fleet is going to head into Beta Aquilae, into Faltus. And we're just going to clean up basically this entire constellation over here. Cool. I really do want the second fleet to get repaired here. It is repairing. I'm assuming this is at the starbase. It actually isn't. It's chilling above this planet. Come over to the starbase, thanks. There we go. That'll get it properly repairing. And this army is not doing anything at this moment. We already have a unit in Okul. I think we should jump drive, although we don't have a jump drive CD. We do have a jump drive here, so we're going to jump drive over to Kuma. And then from there, we'll land in Yurg Saromian. I'm sure I definitely pronounced that correctly. And for the time being, we need another 102 days here. Okay. Awkwardness ensues as far as this goes. I guess we should just head down over here and call that good for now. I don't love it, but it'll have to do for the moment. Okay, so we just grabbed Elor here. I want to make sure that all of these back over this way are all grabbed. Fantastic. The second fleet should be fully reinforced pretty soon, and it should be fully repaired pretty soon as well. Yeah, it's definitely repairing a lot faster. So that's good. We're going to use that, of course, to attack down over here again.
Colony conquered.
Excellent. So that was over in Okul. Is there more in Okul? Yes, there is. So we'll go ahead and land down over here. We're at 73% war score at this time. So that's definitely something to note. What else do we have going on as far as fleets needing orders? Ah, we can go hit Ustir. And so we shall. Excellent. I'm a little surprised that we haven't started seeing forces coming into the second fleet already, but now that I think about it, maybe I'm not surprised about that. I'm actually going to jump drive this down to Rebulon, and then from here we'll go over to Turim. It's a little out of the way, but we'll get that cleaned up.
Deploying Liberation Forces.
Cool. So these guys are heading down here to deal with the Ishni Compact, right? So that's fine. We are on the new council. That's great. I do definitely want to start redirecting some people up towards the Slurpanor, because the Ishni are the primary enemies here, right? So we don't actually want the Ishni to be completely eliminated until after we've dealt with the Slurpanor, which is a little bit awkward for us, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So the second fleet has started to get a good number of reinforcements in, and that's great. The 11th did attack Japris, and at this point, I'm simply going to disband the rest of it. So we got that taken care of, no problem. The 22nd does need to move its way up over this direction. We're just going to clear up a bunch of this constellation, like so. And then the 4th, its mission is going to be to come up over here and clean up this constellation. Something along the lines of that. Beautiful. The 3rd is going to be finishing up over here in Ustir very shortly. And this transport fleet is going to be the only one staying down here, I think. So these guys are currently engaging. That's fine. But I do want to start shifting them northward. That's definitely a thing that we want. The 22nd is going to come along with this fleet here. We do see the Dorbalan Assembly of Worlds down here with a reasonably strong fleet. We're going to go join them. And we'll see what ends up happening there. The 7th requires orders, and its orders are to go grab some of these locations. Cool. So that will be absolutely fine. We've definitely crushed the Ishni. There's no doubt about that. The Slurpanor now need to be crushed as well. So the 3rd requires orders, and this is all dealt with, to be honest. The 3rd is going to head over to Grumium. Cool. And that's human Star League space. Excellent. Now, Barban is not taken yet. It's only a 7.7k station. We could theoretically send our Juggernaut up over here. Let's do that. So we've got this army here, and that's going to jump drive in here shortly. We're going to leave their current capital for the moment. It's definitely going to be attacked eventually, assuming that the Bilnok don't give up on their war eventually. We'll see. But for the time being, the Slurpanor are being carved into. Rising unemployment? Yeah, increased benefits are fine. Excellent. We can now jump drive here, and we will definitely do so. So we're going to follow these guys into Avacania as soon as we can. The 6th fleet requires orders, and it is going to head up towards, like, Turim. Okay. We'll redirect it up over this way a little later on, probably. They're attacking Ilix, actually. Can we get... That's a hyper relay? That's not helpful. Can we get anywhere useful? There's a gateway in Sugalia. We can jump drive over to here and then attack like that. Let's go. Cool. So that seems to be reasonably under control. To be honest, the Ishni are basically completely dealt with. We need to take the 2nd fleet here and head into Tirsonia. We're going to need to take these locations, of course, but that's fine. And we definitely need to land here. Getting that Mega Art installation would be very nice for us. No doubt about that. We're full on our food. I'm not sure how much we care. Like, our resources are doing very well. Broadly across the board. So I think that's okay. No real issues there.
Colony conquered.
Cool. So Okul will be falling shortly. We've got one more to land on. We'll get that done. And this colony will be conquered very soon, too. They've only got the one remaining frontline army. And it's already on low morale, although its morale isn't broken yet. It'll get there. Excellent.
Deploying liberation forces.
Okay, so we are attacking quite a lot of locations at once right now. These guys, it feels like, are moving incredibly slowly, but that's mostly just because of the tick speed. The tick speed is very low. There's no doubt about that. At this point, even if peace breaks out, we'll be happy with the outcome of this war. It was a solid war, no doubt about it. We got a lot out of it. Okay, so we're going to go hit Avacania here. The 7th requires orders, and I want the 7th to head towards Kazon. We'll just make our way up to, like, Strebor for now. And I do see these guys up over here. No real problem there, in my opinion. I think it's okay. Cool. So, is there anyone who needs orders right now? The answer is not at this moment. How are things going over this way? Well, we're going to have to do an invasion here, but we can do something kind of like... That was not what I wanted. Something kind of like that. Cool. We'll go ahead and replenish any ships that we need to, although it's not like we need to replenish many. This war is largely over. Okay, this army is done in Kuma. We should probably just head directly into Barban. Or actually, our fleet in Okul can probably do that. Let's head to Borbagon. And let's land here. That'll get us started heading up towards the Slurpanor. This is still Ishni up here, but that'll get us started heading that way. So that'll be good. The 5th Fleet requires orders, and it is going to make its way up this way. Cool. So the Slurpanor are being carved into. They're trying to do some fighting back, but it's not going to go all that well for them, to be honest. We are going to hit Damia as soon as we can. And how long will it take us to get there? 60 days? That feels like a long time, but it really isn't. And yeah, the Slurpanor are attacking over this way. To be expected. I'm not too concerned about that. We'll get redirected over there soon enough. Okay, so Shulmak went to the Calictora. That's fine. We are, of course, annexing the Calictora. So no real problem there. And we want to chase these guys down. Are they just chilling here? For the moment, they are. And I like that. That's very good. Very, very good for us. So these guys have finished up here and need to head into Ustir. There we go. The Manticore's Initiative Enclave has paid dividends. Excellent. So there's still some Ishni space here. And some Ishni planets. A couple of them. Not very many, but there is one over here. We need to keep that in mind. It would appear that these guys are being kind of jerks right now. That said, this should get dealt with. We're going to back off here and come back over this direction to Tiersonia. I want to get this fleet dealt with. Stellaris? There we go. Finally. Okay, just a little laggy, and we're going to continue pushing over towards the Kazon system here. This is a Sentry Array. This is a Science Nexus. Sure. But I want to push into Takaram. That'll be fine. Cool. And we are still making large amounts of progress here. So we're basically done with the Ishni at this point. The Ishni are nearly eliminated. They just have some fleets over here being jerks. We still haven't arrived in Tiersonia. But we'll get there eventually. Eventually. That's fine. We are fighting out over here. It should be okay. We should easily win this. In theory. We'll probably take a few losses, but that's okay. No problem whatsoever. So the Slurpanor are being worked on at this juncture. How's this battle going? It's over. They just haven't ended yet. Cool. We're landing on a number of locations. Yeah, this is all looking absolutely great. The 3rd Fleet requires orders, and at this point, its orders are to head up to Fadima. That will knock the Ishni out of the war, with the exception of this area over here. Now, they do still have this fleet, which is rude.
Liberation forces.
These guys have not arrived in
Colony
Tiersonia still.
conquered.
And there are 2 fleets in Tiersonia now. I'm not sure where that 2nd fleet came from, because there was definitely only one a moment ago. But sure. We're going to head on in there, and it's going to be kind of close. But we're going to fight there, and we should deal a lot of damage to them. Cool. Any other fleets requiring orders? No, but there's this army requiring orders, and its orders at this point are to jump drive up to Jishui. And we're going to land here. Fantastic. Okay, that's all looking good. The 6th Fleet requires orders, and it is going to head into Ilix, taking that back. Let's go ahead and reinforce all of our fleets. We should be fighting over here soon. We're still not in that system. Wow. Okay. Now we jump in. Cool. So one of their fleets left and went down here. Okay. That's fine. They'll take that for the moment. It's a Science Nexus, which is a little rude, but we'll get it back. Won't take too long. And the fact that they split up their fleets here is kind of a big deal. That makes it much less dicey for us to win this. Cool.
Colony conquered.
Okay, so the 7th Fleet requires orders. It will head into Kazon. That looks good, and these guys require orders. They're going to head down into Ishtari, but we're going to head into Avacania first. I want to make sure that we get that Strategic Coordination Center. So that will be what we'll target right now. And we'll probably hit Saradin pretty soon, too. So that should all be good. This war is quite over, and the question is, when do they end it? Well, we'll find out. So we need to head down to Lalea, if Stellaris gets caught up here. There we go. Cool. We're going to head down to Lalea and continue to reinforce this fleet. That'll be fine. How are we doing on these invasions? We're doing fairly well. We're landing armies on those two for now. And we're continuing to carve into the Slurpanor. So this is all looking quite good. The first fleet here is arriving at Turim. I do want to redirect it up over this way. It'll take a time to get there. Is this jump drive on cooldown? It might actually be more beneficial for us to jump drive directly to Porava. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we can task one of these fleets with cleaning up all of this space over here. There's a lot of space over there that we can clean up quite quickly. So that'll be good. And there's still a lot of stuff that we can occupy over this way. So we're definitely going to be working on that. Cool. How are things looking out over here? We did manage to catch that fleet.
Conquered.
And yeah, the Ishni are just kind of running around over here at this point. It's very rude of them, but it's fine. So we're going to catch this fleet here. And that's their other strong fleet in this area. These other fleets are much weaker. So that'll be fine. The first fleet requires orders, and it is going to head down to Fijan. The third fleet also requires orders, and that was the one in this area. We need to start heading up to the Slurpanor, and I think I want to come in to Ebenar. So that'll take some time. Actually, jump driving to Halamar would probably be worthwhile. And then making our way out here. Yeah, I like it. That should do. No problem there. We'll reinforce our fleets, and the 6th requires orders. It will head into Ekavira. The 57th is a thing that exists. I'm going to disband it. It should not exist. Cool. The 7th does require orders. They will head into Hajam. And that'll be great. So looking in at this situation here, I want the 2nd to now jump drive down to Egrar and eliminate this fleet. Cool. Let's get that done, and then hopefully that'll put us in a position to attack these guys as well. That's the goal. So that does lose us a lot of our trade network, which isn't shocking. These guys require orders, and do they have jump drive? No. They're going to head up to Turim and land right there. Beautiful. So we're making huge gains here. There's no doubt about that. Yeah, we lost that to the Lilirobius, which is no problem. That is to be expected. So we've jump drived down here now, and we catch this force. No problem. They're actually coming in here. This is great. This is absolutely ideal. So we will easily win this. And then we can start cleaning up all of this area. So that's absolutely fine. The 22nd is going to head up to Vokon. The 5th is going to also head up to Vokon for now. The 9th is over here and has finished up this order. We're going to send them over via jump drive to Mendok and then over to Mardum. The first requires orders as of now, and we will also head up to Vokon for the moment. The 7th is going to head up this way and start clearing out some of this area. Cool.
Colony conquered.
And that's all absolutely great. We need some orders for this army. Is anyone dealing with Barbin right now? I don't know, and I don't really care. We're going to head up to Tinob, and we're going to land on Safe Harbor. Cool. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to grab back this territory that they've conquered over this way, and then we are going to crush the Slurpanor, and then finish off the Ishni Compact. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, JJ Gamer, ALS Gamer, Kentuin, Atala, Jens Graham, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.